Good morning, everyone. This is Herbal C. Sereno. I am about to report the topic about aptitude. What is aptitude? Aptitude is the natural capacity of an individual to acquire competence or skill through training. Also, it was derived from the word aptos, which means fitted for. Next, the capacity to acquire proficiency with a given amount of training. Analyzing all the previous definitions, we can discern certain features of aptitude that are as follows. Here are the features. First, aptitude is the result of interaction of heredity and environment. An individual is born with certain potentialities. After that, the environment helps or hinders the expression of these potentialities. Next, aptitude is asymptomatic or indicative of one's potentialities. Next, aptitude predicts future ability. When you say X has a scholastic aptitude, it means that X will be successful or do good in academic activities. Thus, aptitude always has a future reference. Next, the concept of aptitude is very broad. That means aptitude embraces any characteristic which contributes to learning, including intelligence, achievement, personality, interests, and skills. Next feature, aptitudes are qualities of an individual that can be harnessed by appropriate training. In other words, for example, if a person does not have the aptitude required to become a musician, that is, he or she does not have the ability to discriminate between pitch, tone, rhythm, and other aspects of musical sensitivity, he or she would not be a musician, even after such sufficient training. Aptitude and related concepts. Psychologists are divided so far as their opinion about the relationship between aptitude and intelligence is concerned. There is the similarity between aptitude and intelligence. In this topic, we are about to clarify what is the difference between the two. Aptitude can be described as a specific ability of an individual, whereas intelligence refers to a general mental ability cutting across different types of tasks. Aptitude is specific, while intelligence refers to general. Yun. Thus, aptitude has defined or narrow scope, and intelligence has a broader scope. A while ago, we said that aptitude described as specific and intelligence is general. That's why aptitude has a narrow scope and intelligence has a broader scope. Aptitude has future orientation as it indicates the potential for learning. It does not indicate what the person can do now. Intelligence, on the other hand, it indicates the present ability, what the person knows, and what he can perform in different areas. Aptitude refers to how well the person can do in future. Another is aptitude refers to the capabilities the person can achieve with training, while intelligence tests based on the existing capability of the person can predict his or her success in different areas involving those mental capabilities. In general, Aptitude tests are designed and used for career and employment decisions. Intelligence tests are more likely to be used for educational, clinical, and research purposes. The next related concept for aptitude is the achievement. These are the differences between the two concepts. Aptitude refers to what the person can do, not what he has done. Achievement refers to what a person has already done. Aptitude tests measure the ability to learn. They have the potential to predict a person's success in future academic or career field. Achievement tests, on the other hand, assess the existing learning status of the person. Example of it is what the person already knows. Thus, while aptitude is future-oriented, achievement is past-oriented. Aptitude tests measure how well the person will learn in future. Achievement tests assess how well the person has learned in the past. Aptitude tests are administered before training is given, while achievement tests are given after training is given. Aptitude tests are evaluated in terms of predictive validity, how well they can predict a person's success in a particular area with training. Achievement tests are evaluated in terms of content validity, how well the person has mastered a particular content. That is why achievement tests are also called content tests. Next concept is the interest. Interest reflect the things that one likes to do regardless of his or her skill. They provide a direction to the development of habits and activities. But a skill will be developed only if both the interest and the necessary talent are present in the individual. Here are the differences between aptitude and interests. Aptitude refers to what the individual can do. However, the person may not have interest in it. Interest reflect the things that one likes to do. Having potential does not guarantee one's interest in it also. Say for example, a girl can do biking, but her interest is not in biking but in scooter. That's the difference between aptitude and interest. Aptitudes do not change over time. They are primarily innate abilities. Interests may change over time with change in the knowledge and experience of the person. Interests are acquired, hence, they are influenced by a variety of factors, including the parental, peer group, school, and media influences. Interests are influenced by the environment where you are into. Let's say your friends, your families. That's it. Thus, if one has the potential for a particular thing or activity and also interest in it, then it becomes easier for one to acquire skills necessary for the activity. Next is the use of aptitude tests. Where can we use aptitude tests? First, we can use it for career counseling. Aptitude tests are used mostly by career counselors to help students make a proper choice of courses or occupation. In such cases, the counselor administers aptitude test batteries that are a combination of tests measuring a wide variety of abilities. I remember when I was in high school, we were given an examination, so-called NCAI, National Career Examination. I think that is one example of aptitude test for career counseling. Next is the clinical service. Information obtained from aptitude tests can also be used for making a clinical decision regarding an underachieving, maladjusted student, whether he has motivational or other conduct problem or he simply lacks the ability to learn. Personal selection. Employers use vocational aptitude tests to select employees. Usually, they use special aptitude tests that measure the particular skill required for the job. These tests predict success in the particular job. Before entering the teaching profession, I experienced taking an exam for a position in a firm. Different tests were given. There were some abstract, logical reasoning questions. I think that that's one example of aptitude test for personnel selection. On the job training, organizations rely on aptitude test scores for training and need analysis. Example, exploring the strengths and weaknesses of the individual employee so as to provide the need based on the job training. It is somehow similar to personnel selection, but the only difference is that on the job training does not have regular compensation, while the personnel selection it designates position on someone who is applying. Next is the screening for admission. Most educational institutions select candidates to give admission into different courses on the basis of scores and aptitude tests. Example, courses on education and management. Here in Partido State University, they are taking entrance exam as a basis for what the student will take. I mean, what the student is highly recommendable for what he or she may enroll at. Curricular planning. School administrators use performance and multiple aptitude test batteries as a frame of reference for curricular planning, which courses to be taught and who are to be taught, etc. Those are the uses of aptitude tests. We have career counseling, clinical service, personal selection, on-the-job training, screening for admission, curricular planning. Next, the examples of aptitude tests. There are several examples of aptitude tests. One of which is the multiple aptitude test batteries. Under multiple aptitude test batteries, there are differential aptitude tests. Differential aptitude test is developed by Bennett, Seashore, and Westman, 1947, 1982, 1984 respectively. It is one of the most widely and commonly used multiple aptitude test batteries. First published in 1947, the test is now available in its fifth edition. The fifth edition of the battery has been designed for use in educational and career counseling of students in grades 7 through 12, organized into two levels, one for students in grades 7 to 9 and the other for students in grades 10 to 12. The DAT consists of 8 independent tests. These are the following differential aptitude tests. First is the verbal reasoning. Second, numerical reasoning. Third, abstract reasoning. Fourth, perceptual speed and accuracy. Fifth, mechanical reasoning. Sixth, space relations. Seventh, spelling. Next multiple aptitude test battery is the multidimensional aptitude battery. The multidimensional aptitude battery was developed by Jackson 1984 and 1994. This test is a paper and pencil equivalent of the Wilshire Adult Intelligence Scale. designed to measure the same aptitude as the latter. It is a group test. It includes 10 subtests, 5 verbal and 5 performance skills to yield verbal, performance, and full scale IQ. Next one is the General Aptitude Test Battery. The General Aptitude Test Battery is a multiple aptitude test battery that is used to predict job performances in 100 specific occupations. Though the battery was developed in the 1940s, it has been periodically revised and updated. It is based on factor analysis of 59 tests. The test consists of 12 tests, 8 paper and pencil tests, and 4 apparatus measures that yield 9 factors such as general learning ability, the verbal aptitude, numerical aptitude, spatial aptitude, intelligence and aptitude, form perception, clerical perception, motor coordination, and finger dexterity. Next multiple aptitude test battery is the Armed Service Vocational Aptitude Battery. The nine subtests are the following: arithmetical reasoning, mathematics knowledge, paragraph comprehension, word knowledge, coding speed, general science, numerical operations, electronics information, mechanical comprehension, and auto and shop information. When we say Armed Service Vocational Aptitude Battery, it has been designed for screening and recruiting the personnel and placing them in different jobs and training programs in the U.S. Army. Out of the above 10 subtests, 8 are power tests and 2 are speed tests. Decisions regarding the examinee's placement depend on composite scores. Next is the advantage of aptitude test. First advantage is aptitude tests allow objective comparison. Most of the aptitude tests available in the market are standardized tests. Hence, they make it possible to select individuals objectively, be it for admission into schools or employment in organizations. Next one, aptitude tests are efficient. We are really needing this because teachers need to be efficient. When we say efficient, standardized aptitude tests are reliable and valid. They have been found to be accurate in predicting the potential for success in comparison to other modes of selection, such as interview, essay type test, or letter or reference. These tests can also assess a person's strengths and weaknesses quite accurately. Thus, they help place the right candidate in the right place. Next advantage, aptitude tests help assess the training needs of the organization. Aptitude tests help find out the key areas or the gaps in which the employees of the organization require training. Accordingly, training programs can be organized. For instance, in customer care or time management or dealing with conflicts, etc. This helps increase the employee efficiency, thereby increasing the overall organizational productivity. Next, aptitude tests can minimize anxiety. Many people cannot show their true ability due to anxiety in a face-to-face interview situation. For them, aptitude tests provide an opportunity to show their best performance without feeling nervous or anxious. Next, aptitude tests are less time-taking and cost-effective. Since aptitude tests are usually group tests, a large number of candidates can take the test simultaneously. Many of the aptitude tests can now be administered even online. This expedites the scoring process. If aptitude tests had advantages, there are also the so-called limitations. One of the limitations is aptitude tests are culturally biased. Performance on a test depends on the individual's social and cultural experiences, such as his or her upbringing, education, and environmental opportunities, etc. Most aptitude tests do not favor minority and economically disadvantaged students. If an aptitude test requires proficiency in English language and the test taker's mother tongue is not English, the test scores would not reflect his or her true potentiality. Next limitation, aptitudes do not necessarily result in good performance. An aptitude test always predicts the probability of performance or success. There is never any certainty that the prediction will come true. Besides aptitude, there are also other factors like training, motivation, and interest which contribute to success. Another limitation is aptitude tests need constant modification. With technological advancements and organizational changes, job descriptions and requirements are also changing. Nowadays, they require the so-called COVID-19 result. It should be negative. That is part of the changing environment. New types of jobs are evolving. Unless aptitude tests change according to the organization's evolving needs, existing tests may not be of so much help. Next is test anxiety may affect performance negatively. While taking the aptitude test, the test taker may be apprehensive of his or her performance due to test anxiety. This would result in decrease in performance, thus the scores may not be indicative of his or her true ability. Okay, that sums up our presentation. I hope that you have learned something out of my presentation. Thank you.